excited about the upcoming 24-14 conference. We want to talk a little bit about just some of the details from some practitioners. We are going to have breakout workshops that are going to be 90 minutes led by practitioners. And there is a website where you can explore and look around. Remember, the conference is October 27th through the 29th. We are in on-time registration right now, so would encourage you to do that. I'm really excited to hear from some of our guys that are going to tell you a little bit about their workshop. So I'm going to turn it over to them, and they're going to give you some of the details of why this is going to be good stuff, some of the how-tos that we're going to be talking about. So really look forward to hearing from them.
My name is Ron Johnson. I'm in Denver, Colorado, and I love the Legacy Church. Our church is 11 years old. We've started 46 legacy churches. We have a couple more in the pipeline this year. But 3 years ago, we got a little discouraged by the level of fruit in comparison to the population growth of our city. And so we began to do some learning about disciple-making movements. We had some great coaching from some of the people who will be at this conference. And God has been blessing our movement with very rapid growth. And I will be doing a workshop titled Injecting Movement DNA in the American Church with John Harrington and Lou Constantino. Very excited to talk to people who are interested in knowing how can they keep their church going as they know it, typical church, and inject DMM movement DNA in their church and see movement in their city.
My name is Becky Bowen, and I live in Tampa, Florida. And growing up, I always loved sports, knew I wanted it to be a part of my life, and was also passionate about the Lord and always kept those in two separate boxes. But what I've learned is that sports can be a huge access strategy in order to connect with people, build relationships, share the gospel, make disciples, and plant churches. And so exercise as access will be the workshop that I'm leading on how we can use sport, fitness, recreation, and outdoor adventure as access tools to make disciples.
This is Austin and Lindsey Wilson, and we've been married for 14 years, have 7 kids, and for the last 14 years, we've been meeting in small, simple churches in our home or elsewhere. We've just grown to see the intimacy, the accountability, the community that can happen in that. Some of the challenges with that is children, and what do you do with children? And we're not used to having children in smaller, tight spaces. Our workshop is just going to be talking about, some of our experiences and what we've learned over the years about children in making disciples as a family and being on mission as a family and meeting in small churches, as families. And we'll be sharing some of our successes, some of our failures. And
no, we just love to share what we have learned throughout the years and just the mental shift and transition it is from kind of a traditional style that a lot of us have grown up in to, what it really looks like to just live life together with Jesus.
So let's just kind of talk a little bit about some of the other breakouts we know that people can experience at this conference.
One of the ones that I'll mention is about community transformation. Here in Tampa, we serve in an inner city neighborhood, and we've recognized that making disciples isn't just about living out the Matthew 28 Great Commission, but it's also how can we love other people well and live out Matthew 25. And so that workshop will be about how can we transform the community by doing both Great Commission and just loving other people well.
I'm excited to learn about prayer. In Denver, we're seeing some prayer movement, prayer cells that are multiplying. And I know there'll be a lot of discussion around how do we multiply movement, but how do we multiply prayer? The two go hand in hand. And so I know that'll be an important topic for us to discuss at this conference.
Yeah, so we'll have prayer, trauma, hybrids, which Ron has already talked about. From your home with children, which Austin and Lindsey have discussed, and then how to keep the DNA of movement, how to even deal with that, a lot of our consumerism. So there is a variety. I think we have 17 breakouts that have a variety of choices and backgrounds from this beginning, growing, and multiplying. So we just want you to know that whatever level you are at, that we have some good stuff for you to learn and just take some next steps. We talk a lot about being faithful in little so that you can be faithful in much. So we want to encourage you to join us for this 24-14 conference in North America, October 27th through 29th. It's in Houston, Texas, in the Woodlands. That's a little north of the greater Houston area, but it's a part of the greater Houston area, and we would just love for you to be a part. Thanks, guys, for helping us just cast the vision. We're better together, so thank you.